Hey guys, Kelly's Truck Talk. How you doing? This is Kelly Johnston. I'm talking about stuff that is happening right now in the real estate business. I'm still working. I'm still busy. I got to do it while I'm driving down the road. We're going to talk about something a little different today. Oh man, have you guys been experiencing multiple offers, working with buyers, and losing out on deals? Have you guys been losing out on deals? We'll talk about that today. So I want you to know, I'm almost 24 years in the business. Been doing it since 1997. So we've seen tons of changes, seen tons of market shifts, market cycles, seen, buyers markets, sellers markets, flat markets, blown up markets where everything like stops, like 2008. Seen it all, SARS and seeing the swine flu, I guess they call it, lots of different things, 911, I'll never forget that. And, now we got this COVID thing and all that, but everybody's just kind of navigating around that. It seems to be fine. We're not really stalling what we're doing. We're just doing things differently, right? But each market, there's always opportunity. There always is. And I always will preach that. I always will say that. But in each market, there's going to be frustrations. And in each market, there's going to be things to celebrate and to be fired up about. And if you're not a heavy-duty lister of properties right now, and you're having trouble getting listings, that is definitely something that right now is where you need to hone your skills and get creative on how to find listings and to find out what product type is working right now, and then going after trying to get that product type. And there's lots of different ways to do that, lots of activities to perform to make that happen. I won't get into that right now, but getting listings is a key element to real estate success right now in this market. Different ways to get leads or listing leads. There's not a lot of listings expiring on the system, so going after expired listings is probably not the best thing to go after, but go back a year in time on your MLS system and look for listings that expired and then did not come back on the market. Because maybe if you can tell them the type of money that they could get today, maybe there's a possibility for them to capitalize on that, depending on the type of owner they are. Maybe they're a rental home owner. If they're a homeowner that is living there and then they got to figure out where they're going to live, that's a tough thing to go after right now. But if you know their place is going to sell quickly, maybe it's all about finding them the right scenario. So then working with them to find that right scenario, get that nailed down, then sell their house if they can. So there's lots of different ways to communicate with people and talk it out with them and create a plan that could be super beneficial for them. So that's something to think about right now in this market. Another thing though is if you're working with buyers, like first-time buyers, people who are pre-approved for a certain amount of money, and they had this expectation like a month ago to get a property, and that expectation is now becoming unrealistic. There's just no shortcut to it. There's no, words you can say or things that you can impress upon them that are going to turn their minds until they've seen enough product and maybe even wrote a few offers and lost out on them. That's, unfortunately, that work is going to have to be done if you're working with those people. If you're a person who is on a team and you're getting buyer leads thrown at you from the listing agents, that's fine. It's great to have the buyers, but the buyers are the hardest type of business right now. Very, very difficult, highly competitive, and you need to gauge where they're at and create a proper, I call it setup to what their expectations will be, and really educate them well on what's going on in the market. Show past sales, show them what they sold for. When you're calling all the agents, it's a lot of extra work, guys. You got to call all the listing agents up. Some of those sales may not have reported yet, but you got to get that data so you can tell them that you're on it, checking it out. You're giving them good, hard data that's real, that they can rely upon. And maybe what they need to be looking at is well under where their approval rate is, and they need to adjust their expectations on what they're going to get for that. But here's the other part that's super, super, super important for those people, is those people need to get in the market right now. There's going to be a new plateau, a new shift in pricing. It's still going. It's not going to stop right now. For someone to think in their minds or have this expectation that they can kind of go, you know what, I'll just hold off and I'll just wait. And then when the market comes back down again, I'll buy. That'll be the time for me to buy. That is incorrect, not going to work. What's going to happen is they're going to get priced out of the market because they're locked into a pre-approval amount. That's it. Like, that is not going to change. They might have to think about buying something that is totally different than what their expectation is. But the key element is to get them into something. And it might even be a property that they don't even live in. They buy it, they rent it out, they keep it, because now they're in the market and they're taking advantage of equity growth. I say to people all the time, if the market goes up 10% of $250,000 is 25 grand. If that happens in a year, you just added $2,000 a month to your income, plus someone else has been paying the mortgage down the whole time. That is how wealth is created. So you need to get in the market somehow, one way or another. And so we're starting to have conversations with people. There's a certain group of people we're working with right now. We've got a group of buyers, and there's a few of them, man, we're just having a tough time. We've lost out on 3 or 4 deals. So guys, just because I'm highly experienced, been around the business for a while, doesn't mean I'm immune to the challenges of a market. But I do know how to adjust to it. And yes, it's a lot of work. There's no shortcut to it, guys. There's no easy way to make it happen. You just got to work through it with your people and give them super good advice. And super good advice right now, in my opinion, in my market for sure. You analyze your own market, but in my market for sure, my advice to people is if you're pre-approved to get into the market right now, and you have this desire to get into the market, and maybe you had an expectation of this first kind of dream, or you had a picture in your mind of what you could get, and that now has been abolished, then we need to regroup, rethink, re-strategize on what that money is going to do for you. But we need to get in the market. Do you agree with me on that? Like, we need to get you into the market somehow, plant you in there so that when it grows, you take advantage of that growth. And so that is advice that we need to be giving people right now, in a lot of circumstances. Not every circumstance, but in a lot of circumstances. Some people, the right advice right now, honestly, stay where you are and allow that growth to grow. Allow the new reset in pricing to happen so you have equity in your home, and then figure out maybe how you can leverage that equity, or figure out the downsize or the upsize that you're looking for another way. Maybe the right advice right now is that they need to just stay where they're at, but keep in touch with them and be their advocate. When you tell people advice like that, they trust you because it's real advice, and it's not benefiting you, obviously, because you're not getting a listing to sell the house. You're actually pushing business away. Well, sometimes that actually breeds confidence in your clients. Maybe the advice is, you know what, your equity has gone up dramatically, and given what you owe to what your value is now, maybe there's a way to leverage some of that equity into another investment. Maybe that's what you need to be thinking about doing right now. Let's talk about that. Let's talk to the banker about that and get things in order so that you can pounce on something, put a line of credit on there or whatever, and then leverage that for the next bump. So there's lots of different ways to create business with these people, and you got to be talking about each situation and thinking it through with each person for their specific circumstances. I hope that helps you guys. And that's it for today for Kelly's Truck Talk. Go out there, make a great day every day.